Hey lovelies, how's it going? Hope all is well. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to talk about this sad incident that happened down here in Atlanta, Georgia. A couple of days ago, a third grader was playing at recess when a man approached her on the playground.
An 8-year-old girl held a on the playground at her school. And tonight, police are calling this an attempted abduction. Fortunately, the third grader managed to escape.
The terrifying scene played out in front of other children and even teachers at Deerwood Academy in Southwest Atlanta. That's where we find Fox 5's Alexa Leah.
And Alexa, you had a chance to speak to that little girl.
Yeah, I spoke with 8-year-old Bailey. She says she was just playing here, going down the slide like every other day. But this playground is not fenced in, so that man was able to walk right up to this jungle gym, and he grabbed her by the neck.
The snowflakes.
Bailey Hudson is in 3rd grade. The 8-year-old loves to draw and loves to play, but Monday, her recess at Deerwood Academy was interrupted.
Well, I was on a slide. I was coming down the slide, and I was going because I wanted to do the slide again, so I was coming around.
In seconds, a man appeared out of nowhere.
And the man, he walked up to me. He pulled up my shirt. Then he started choking me, and while he was choking me, his fell out his pocket. Then he pointed it to my face.
Bailey says she tried to fight back.
I was very scared. I was trying to scream, but he was choking me, so I couldn't.
Seconds later, recess ended when a teacher blew a whistle. The man ran off, and Bailey says she passed out.
My friends were trying to wake me up, and after I woke up, I told Miss McCants, and then she just told me to get back in line.
Hudson was taken back to class. Her mom says she's appalled this happened at school.
Just being my age, I've never even had to experience something like this, but she already has to experience something like this so young, and especially at school on a playground where that's the last place you would think that a stranger would approach you.
Atlanta Public Schools Police Department released a statement saying, out of an abundance of caution, students were immediately evacuated from the playground and the entire school was placed on lockdown until police were able to assess the situation. APD was called to the scene later in the day, but officers say it was not soon enough, releasing their own statement saying, "We are disappointed, however, to have been notified about the incident late Monday by APS more than 4 hours after it took place."
The sad thing is, if you're from Atlanta, then you should already know the turmoil between the Atlanta Public Schools Police and the Atlanta Police Department. There are two different precincts and they don't necessarily get along. I remember when I worked in APS and my car was stolen, there was nothing that the Atlanta police can do, even though it was still a part of the Atlanta Police District. It's just so confusing. It's a lot that goes on between those two, and it's kind of like Atlanta Public Schools have their own little task force. However, it's not effective as much as the Atlanta Police Department. Y'all can read up on that. It's a lot that goes into that, but all I can say is, to me, as someone that had to report to both, I feel like they just don't get along. And that's what happened in this case. So this is the statement that was released by Atlanta Public Schools. Atlanta Public Schools became aware of the incident at 1:36 p.m. that day. Immediately, they dispatched officers to the scene. They began an investigation and notified Atlanta Police Department dispatch at 1:46 p.m. In addition, they stated that Atlanta Public Schools has protocols in place to ensure that all students are supervised and accounted for at all times, which was the case when this incident happened. They said they placed school personnel to monitor the students and watch for anyone coming onto the property. As this investigation continues, they want to assure the community that they will take this incident very seriously and the safety and security of their students and staff will remain the top of their priority. So this is what Atlanta Police Department had to say, and I just want to show you guys how much they go back and forth, especially with serious situations like this. Atlanta Police Department spokesperson Carlos said, "The idea that Atlanta Public Schools Police Department believes that a single phone call placed to a dispatch desk suffices as notice of a serious assault against a child is laughable at best. or poor police work at worst. Reaching out to the local zone commander more than 4 hours after the incident was grossly adequate for us to mobilize our resources for immediate assistance. We suggest strongly they take a hard look at their protocols when it concerns child safety. In the original statement, they said that they were really disturbed once they learned about the incident, and they immediately used their resources to help assist Atlanta Public Schools police. They said they're very disappointed in how this whole incident took place because they felt they were not notified until 4 hours later. Now, Atlanta Public Schools Police Department, they're now alleging that the little girl lied about the whole incident.
That's right, Jeff. There are several recent cases making headlines where children say they were harmed or threatened near a school, but the claims ended up not being true. In one Atlanta case, the claim even prompted a school lockdown. Last month, a sixth grader in Virginia said a group of boys held her down and cut her dreadlocks at school. In August, an 11-year-old girl in Paulding County, Georgia, told her parents a man in a white van tried to abduct her. And this past Monday, a student at Deerwood Academy says a man with a gun grabbed her while she was on the playground. In all of these cases, law enforcement agencies say the students lied about what happened. Today, APS laid out evidence it says goes against the Deerwood students' claim.
But in our screenshot, we see an unknown male who first appears in our screenshot at 12:20. He's coming from Hogan Road.
The surveillance video shows portions of the playground. APS police says the student was only out of frame a short time, and cameras did not show her having contact with the man. But it does show the first time she told her teacher something happened.
At this point, the student reported to the teacher that a man grabbed her.
But police say the child's story changed the more they talked to her about it.
We need to wrap our arms around that child or the children in these cases where they have told a story and kept up with a certain story.
We sat down with family therapist Dr. Shatavia Thomas to talk about the psychological aspect of children lying.
Lying is very developmental as opposed to pathological.
Dr. Thomas says younger children have vivid imaginations and have a harder time separating fact from fiction. According to the website brandongale.com, 90% of children learn the concept of lying by age 4. By teenage years, the Journal of Youth and Adolescence says 82% of teens lie to their parents about money, alcohol, drugs, and sexual encounters. Dr. Thomas says in many cases, there is a reason for the lie. She says parents should try to find out how the false story is serving the child.
A cry for help definitely might come into play if your child, let's say, maybe have been supervised by someone else and you're not sure. If there are any kind of indications of avoidance of a certain place, a certain person, a certain experience.
And Dr. Thomas also says parents should find out if their child has had a traumatic experience because it's possible they may not have told you about it. And as for the APS story, the district plans to place a fence around the school.
This is such a sad story, and I'm very upset at the fact that they're just writing it off and saying that the little girl allegedly lied and that she's probably using her imagination and she's young, so this happens. To be honest, I don't think the little girl that had her dreads cut, I don't think she lied. I don't think this little girl is lying. I really feel like they really need to look more into these cases. Atlanta Public Schools need to work with Atlanta Police Department and make sure that all of their T's are crossed and their I's are dotted. Because y'all seen in the frame a man that was unable to be identified. Why not go search and find who this man is and question him? Why just write it off as, okay, she's lying? You know, and even in the frame, y'all seen her tell her teacher that something had happened to her. Parents already believe that school is not safe for their children. Now you have to worry about your child getting abducted during recess. Like, this is so sad. You know, it's already sad they're making bulletproof book bags. Like, all of this, it really, really hurts me. I'm glad that APS is putting the fence up. I'm glad that the mother decided to take her child out. Hopefully they find another school that's safe for the little girl to attend. But even other parents that their children are still, you know, enrolled there, y'all need to raise some concerns with the district, man. Y'all have to do something about that because you never know what's going to happen. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions about this situation. Thank you guys so much for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye.